Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Sunday night in which the two Los Angeles teams face off today. The Los Angeles Clippers face off against the Los Angeles Lakers, and what many people across the internet believe could be Darvin Ham's last game as a coach of the Los Angeles Lakers if the Clippers put the absolute smackdown on the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. But welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed a good NFL Sunday, man. Some wild games out there today. My New York Football Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles, man, in a closeout game tonight. Did not think that was going to happen to close out the season. We were playing for nothing. We were just playing to spoil someone's situation. So took the division away from the Eagles, but gave it to the Cowboys. I don't know how I feel about that. But outside of that, shout out to my Giants for almost beating the Rams last week in a competitive game and beating the Philadelphia Eagles today in a game that the Eagles really wanted and hanging in a game with the Rams that they really wanted. So turn the page on to the next one, on to the offseason for the New York Football Giants. Best of luck to everyone whose teams made the playoffs today. But we're going to talk some basketball right now because we got a heater coming in tonight, man. And it's the city is up in arms over head coach Darvin Ham. Seems to be public enemy number one, scapegoat number one, blame the man number one from all aspects of Laker Nation. Not that he doesn't deserve some of the things that are coming his way. I just, like if you guys have heard me say multiple times, man, he is not the only problem. But if we're going to chip away at problems and we're going to look at all of them, then he is definitely one of them. So, outside of that, man, I don't have a lot of confidence in tonight's game. I really don't. I didn't have a lot of confidence in the Memphis game, even when they were up. I don't have confidence that the team who's playing like one of the worst teams in the NBA is going to magically go and just beat one of the teams playing like the best team in the NBA right now. Clippers are on a heater. The Lakers are in the trash right now. And just some things that scare me out top. Like the Clippers are like top 2 in three-point shooting over the last like 10 games or so. Lakers are like second worst at giving up threes in the last 10 games or so. So that alone, you got team come in that's just raining threes already against everyone, going in facing a team who seems to make non-shooting teams good shooting teams. So that right there is enough cause for concern. Too many things the Lakers have to get right to beat this team. That team has so much offensive firepower. They're able to lock down on defense. They've got a very good head coach. So the Clippers, that could be a handful tonight. And if the Clippers go in and beat these Lakers by 30, then the Lakers front office is going to catch some heat, man, because this fan base is going to be going nuts. They already are, but losing to the Clippers, they already, it already is tough to hear that constant nonstop banter from Clippers fans who rub in every single regular season, preseason, any type of win they rub in. So I'm sure Laker Nation's pride will be a little bruised tonight if we take this loss. Darvin Ham has already held over the fire here. If it's 5 straight losses, losing 11 of the last 14 if he loses this game. And we'll see. We'll see if Jeannie, Rob, and the powers that be stick to their guns. There's conflicting reports out there. You've got the Sham Charania, Jake Fisher, situation out there. However, a lot of people are not really catching on to the Shams is the piggyback of that. He's not the creator of that news. So that was a alliance for the publication that the two people work for. Jovan Buddha wrote that story. Shams pushed it. There's a difference. Shams was not the discoverer of that information. It was Jovan. So take that with a grain of salt. And then outside of that, you got Adrian Wojnarowski. You got Woj coming in saying pretty loudly that Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss, President Rob Pelinka, and everyone, keyword here is everyone within Lakers circles. And I don't know, it's going to sound weird, but everyone in Lakers circles is happy with Coach Darvin Ham. They're siding with him. They have no intention to get rid of him. And quote unquote, they're happy that he's willing to get in players' face in the locker room, push them. Their quotes. This is Woj's quotes. Challenge the players. And to them, it's no secret that some of them are upset because he's challenging them to be better. These are their words. This is Woj's words, not mine. So take it as you will. You've got some guys leaning one way reporting. You've got the gold standard in this league, Woj, pointing another. So just, I guess it just comes down to who's right in the situation. So I don't know. I've pretty much been on the side of I extremely doubt that they would fire Darvin Ham this season. I still feel that way. However, as I said on my last stream, if they get just obliterated tonight, and like I said, fifth in a row, they lose by 25, 30 plus. If this was never a game from the get go, it's an absolute embarrassment. Crypto.com arena is filled with booze. Players leave the court early, don't talk to media. Things can change. So even if Woj is right that that's where things stand right now with Laker leadership, even if he's right on that, which who am I to question Woj? Even if he's right on that, doesn't mean that can't change. Right? He's reporting on what it was at that time, and if Laker Nation goes berserk and loses their minds after a Clipper beatdown, if that happens, then Darvin Ham is definitely going to face a sit down with the higher ups, because even if they do stand behind him, they have to do things on their side to try to get this ship right. And whether that's players got to go. Look, we need to get a coach in here to sit with you to escape some public pressure. I don't know. I don't know if they'll even do that. But I definitely think that if that happens with the Clipper loss tonight, I definitely think that there will be a sit down. There will be conversations had, and not that anything is going to happen. I'm not saying that. But even if they are, quote unquote, pleased with him and are not looking to fire him per Woj, then they may have to recalculate if they have to lose by 30 tonight. So shout out to everyone who's in the building right now. Let me go ahead and check in with everyone who's here tonight. Appreciate you guys for pulling up. Thank you for the support here on a Sunday. I know it's a potential to be a tough night if the Lakers get blown out the building tonight, but we'll see what happens, man. Eric Kwan was good, my guy. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate the support. Big baby, same to you. Giovanni Ramirez says, let's go Lakers. Hey, Gio, I hope so, man. I hope so, man. We need to win this game or else Ham needs to be fired. Yeah, that seems to be the topic out there right now, right? 5 games losing streak is tough when you're a team that came into the season with championship aspirations. That's tough. That would be 5 straight. That would be every game to start this homestand. That would take you to 10-14 since the in-season tournament. So that would be a really tough hill to climb for Darvin Ham. And I'm very interested to see what Laker ownership and the Lakers front office does in the event that does happen. Laker Familia was good. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Carlos, what's up, man? Jeff, does Ham get fired if we lose tonight? I don't know. Then that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just kind of reading between the lines here. You've got some heavy hitters in this game with the conflicting reports. So, when that happens, you gotta take things sometimes with a grain of salt and try to figure it out. And like I said, the Shams report, I think, is a little bit misleading because it's been stamped with the blessings of Shams, but it's not Shams reporting. You get what I'm saying? It was Jovan Buda's reporting. It wasn't Shams. But because they both work for The Athletic, they attached Shams' name to it. And Shams helped push it out there, help promote it, essentially. But that was Jovan's work, not Shams. So then you got Jake Fisher, who's very good. Jake is very good. Reporting that agents are basically calling the Lakers, to complain about some rotations and the way that their players are being handled. I also want to, there's also something that I think a lot of people fall victim to is you got a lot of publications out there doing everything they can to chase clicks. Darvin Ham's name is hot right now. The Lakers are always hot. LeBron James, all these things tied up into one. It benefits all of these Twitter X accounts, all of these IG accounts, all of these YouTubers. It benefits everyone to ride this wave, myself included. Talking about this video tonight, potentially Darvin Ham's last game, which I'm not sure I 100% believe, but it's a topic, so I'm covering it, right? So we are all incentivized to and kind of required to speak on this because it's relevant and it's trending and it's a top tier news subject. But at the end of the day, we don't know how true it is. We don't know. So a lot of these sites, a lot of these people on these apps, they're floating stuff out there. They've got a job to do. They've got traffic to drive their way. So be mindful of that. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. Doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean anything other than the fact that people are out there looking to gain a space in the marketplace. And that's what happens. So like I said, Woj coming out basically saying the entire Laker upper infrastructure is behind Darvin Ham. That was interesting. Got to wait to see. if that changes at some point. So what's going on? Search and Destroy, the best mod in the game, the mod father of here doing what he does, man. When the Lakers playing bad, you can bet on two things: fire Ham and hate Bron. Here he goes. What are your inside sources saying? Well, my again, keep in mind, my inside sources are not Laker heavy. I've got, believe it or not, I've got more Clipper sources and way more Dodger sources than I do Laker sources. There aren't a lot of Laker sources, so I'm not even going to hold you guys and lie to you and act like I got them, because that's not what I'm saying. I do talk to people that cover them. I do talk to people that have a generally good idea, and I do I've got to be careful here. I do talk to people. How can I say this? I do talk to people who are free to talk to everyone involved without facing punishment. And I'll leave that at that. And the people that I have talked to, like me, are trying to read between the lines and trying to figure things out. But from everything that I've heard, and that's why I've been confident in saying this most of the season, no one that I've talked to has believed all along that Darvin Ham would be fired. Now, I haven't talked to these people in a couple days, but last I talked to them, the words were they would be shocked if anyone else was on the sideline this season for the Lakers. That's what they said then. Like I said, that is not current. That wouldn't be obviously after tonight's game. I'm definitely going to reach out some point tonight and see what's what, even with the win, with the loss. I'm going to check in. I try not to bug these guys all the time. When they hit me up, I hit them back right away, but I give them space between time. These guys are busy. They've got plenty of people to talk to us outside of me. Some of them I can talk to a lot, but like I said, a lot of the ones I talk to a lot are not necessarily the Laker guys. I got a lot of guys around the entire league that I talk to about other teams, and I talk to those guys a lot. So as far as quote unquote my Lakers sources, that's kind of not really how I would phrase it, because they're really not like my sources. The stuff they tell me is not my news to break. I've discussed that numerous times. It's not mine to break. It's mine to react to. A lot of times I know things before they happen. Or a lot of times I'm onto something. I reach out to them, I ask them, and they confirm or deny if I'm onto something. But outside of that, I'm not a newsbreaker, and I never will be. Like that's not what I do. But I can tell you that in conversations I've had with people that are sometimes in the know, all season they basically said, Jeff, he's not getting fired. They like him too much up there, and Woj pretty much echoed what I've been saying all season. Now again, this is the thing. This is why I don't want to ever become a newsbreaker, because Woj put that out there. And even though Woj is the most trusted man in NBA circles when it comes to reporting, like I said, he is the gold standard. If Woj reported that Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, and the entire Lakers contingent is 100% Darvin Ham, they love him and they're not going to do anything, they're committed to sticking with him through the rest of this season. If after this game, 48 hours after this game, or 24 hours or 12 hours after this game, Darvin Ham gets fired, it doesn't make Woj wrong. That was the information he had at the time. You get what I'm saying? And that's what sucks about it, because when you put something out like that, then the opposite happens, and then people are like, "Oh, he didn't know, he lied." He didn't lie. He did know. This is what he was reporting on at the time. Things change, so that's why while I believe Darvin Ham won't be fired this season, I'm not going to sit up and say I 100% promise you, or I would bet money on it. I wouldn't do that, because I have no control over the situation. I'm not privy to up-to-date information on the situation. All I'm going off of is basically gut feeling and how the business typically runs with the Lakers. And the last time that they fired a coach in season, and this regime that's currently in place has never fired a coach in season. So all I can go is based off those things. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's in their best interest to fire or keep him. I'm not saying they should keep him or should fire him. I'm not saying either or. What I've said numerous times is if the man has lost the locker room, and I still can't get 100% confirmation on that, if the man has indeed lost the locker room, then he should go. Because once a man loses the locker room, there's not much else he can do until that locker room is replaced, which means you might have to. I mean, I think that story that Jovan quoted was 6 sources. So probably 4 of those guys have to go. You know what I mean? In order for him to gain some type of locker room back. If the event of, or if the story is true that he has lost the locker room. And, for the longest time, I believed he didn't. Now I don't know. I mean, you could look at it and see body language not right. I could see why some people would perceive he's lost the locker room. I could definitely see that. 100% see that. But I've also seen like guys going up. I've seen AD go up and give him a bear hug before every single game. He's talking to him throughout the game. Doesn't look like he's lost AD. You know what I mean? So, but and Braun, it's hard to tell because Braun is political. He knows where the cameras are, what they're doing, what they're looking for. Braun isn't always showing you what he's actually thinking. He's showing you whatever card he wants to play. So I also did find it interesting that none of these reports coming out are coming from any Braun related media guys. So that's also interesting too. So all these little things you kind of gotta take down. And I've studied the media, I've studied reporting, columnists, beat writers, reporters, all these different things. This is what I actually wanted to be when I was younger. So I've studied the process of a lot of this stuff, and so I can kind of pick up, stuff that the average person doesn't catch when it comes to this. Like that article, not a single person noticed that wasn't Sham's article. That was crazy to me. You know what I mean? But it wasn't. And that's the thing. But the Athletic isn't stupid. They're driving a narrative. They're catching this wave right now. They needed Shams attached to it to push that out there. So shout out to them because that was extremely smart. Chris, what's going on, my graphic brother, man? My graphic god. My Court Kings brother. I am not a graphic guy. So shout out my brother Chris, man, the graphic god here, man. Can your Giants get Caleb Williams from USC? Would you want him? I would want him, but the Giants got the 6th pick now. Caleb is going to be number 1, and unless he forces his way to the Giants and the Giants pull off a trade, Chicago has the 1st pick. They do have Fields, but they will probably move him to bring Caleb in there just because the box office aspect of it. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I don't think the Giants right now are going to be able to get him unless there's like an Eli Manning situation where he tries to force his way there. But we will have to wait and see on that to see what happens. But speaking of football real quick, I do want to put you guys up on this real quick because over here at shopcourtkings.com, we went ahead and we're celebrating the Rams getting this done today, man. Celebrate the greatest rookie season ever. Court Kings with the Puka Nacua. Real rookie of the year. Rookie sensation tee over here at shopcourtkings.com. Multiple colors available in this shirt. And my God, man, if you guys don't pay attention, or if you guys just don't pay homage, or you just don't just recognize greatness of the great work that not only that this kid put on the field this season, but what Chris, the graphic god, did on this artwork, man. It's just grand slam. Back-to-back grand slams, man. Great work, my brother. You are absolutely incredible. This is just firework right here. Firework right here. Head on over to shopcourtkings.com. Get free shipping on this item. Order now. Get it in time for next week's playoff game. Shout out to the Ram fans out there. I'll be rooting for you guys in the playoffs as long as you are in it. I'm in LA. I do support the Rams. Giants are my team, but I do rock with the Rams. And go get it, man. Go get it, Rams. Go get it. Let's see. We got Sendo873. What's going on? What's up, Jeff? Hope everybody has a good night tonight. I'll have the game on in the corner, but I won't be paying much attention to it. Hopefully, Lakers turn it around soon. Tonight might be a massacre. Yeah, I'll have the game on. I'll be watching it. I'll be listening to it. I'll be tuned in. This is a pivotal game. This is a very interesting game. I'm gonna have to wait to see how this game turns out to see what happens to determine exactly standing of the future of the Lakers, man. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. There's, like I said, conflicting reports. Don't know what's going to happen. But I'm not rooting against Darvin Ham. I'm not hoping the Lakers lose this game so he gets fired. We need every win we could get. I'm rooting for Darvin Ham until he is no longer our head coach. I am, just because if he continues to struggle, the team continues to struggle, then the season is wasted. And I just don't want that. So 1 second. It looks like we got a super chat in the building. Sorry, it's down here. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Darren, thank you so much, man, for pulling up, not only for your support and for spending your time, but also hitting with a super chat, man. Appreciate you. Jeff, if all players are healthy, who is your starting 5? Well, the starting 5 that I'd like, and I've talked about this before, our best net rating from a standpoint of our best lineup that we could play this year with the amount of possessions. It's over 150 possessions, and it was that lineup was D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Taurean Prince, Actually, I'm sorry. It was D'Lo, Max Christie, Taurean Prince, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. And that lineup, there are 2 lineups I would like to see, because the lineup that got us to the Western Conference Finals last year of D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Braun, Vando, and AD has only had 6 possessions together this season because of injury, of course. So that's only been 6 possessions this season. That was the lineup that got us to the Western Conference Final. So that's one lineup I would like to see. But the lineup that seems to be working the best for us this season, with over 150 possessions, so there is some validity there, excuse me, would be D'Lo, Max Christie, Taurean Prince, Braun, AD. I would like to see that one time as a starting lineup, or a handful of games as a starting lineup, because it's a lineup that has proven to work for us. And I would like to see that a few more times. So that's the lineup I would like to see right now. Outside of that, there's not a lot of options because Vando was not right. The lineup with D'Lo and AR in the lineup at the same time, and I've touched on this multiple times, it only seems to work when Vando was healthy to make up the defensive slack for those other two along with AD. So when Vando's not healthy and not playing like himself, that lineup is not as effective, which is why we haven't seen it much this season, is because Vando isn't right yet. If he ever does get right in time while D'Lo was still here, and assuming AR is still here, then maybe we have a chance to see that lineup before the trade deadline. But I just don't know if D'Lo will be here that long. But thank you once again, Darren, for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Not only your time, but hit me with the super chat. So appreciate that. If you guys haven't done so already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, it seems about 30% of our nightly viewers come here every night. They watch every night, but they have yet to subscribe to the channel. So go ahead and subscribe. You here anyway. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also going to become a member, man. We got 3 levels of membership here. We got the mini mid-level, the mid-level, and the full mid-level. We're starting to get some more members here. So some member-only videos will be coming soon, as well as some giveaways. So going to become a member to the channel. Like, subscribe, like I mentioned. Appreciate all the support now and in the future. So greatly appreciate you guys. Let me catch up to where I was before I try to catch up with everyone here. In all Laker fans' eyes, D Ham is fired, but realistically, people will be here after this game. Yeah. So it's I'm still, if I had to guess, I'm still like I would say I was like 90% sure he wouldn't be fired this season. That's dipped a little bit, but I'm still pretty confident right now he won't be. I could be wrong. So I'm going to say I was 90-10 most of the season. I'm going to say I'm 75-25 now. That he remains the Laker head coach for this season. That's dipped some, but I'm still there. Maybe that'll change a little bit after, if they get like I said, absolutely destroyed tonight against the Clippers. Maybe that'll change. But I still don't feel right now, especially with that Woj report, I still don't feel right now that Darvin Ham would be fired this season. But again, that could change. Nothing would surprise me anymore in this league. Do you believe in Darvin Ham, like his coaching schemes? Here's the thing with Darvin Ham. Do I believe in Darvin Ham? I'm going to say no. From the standpoint of, do I believe in him for this team right now? No. But I say that I don't believe in him with this roster, just like I didn't believe in him with last year's roster before the trade deadline. If some moves get made and we have more buttons to push, if he has more tools in his tool chest, if he has more things that could work, because right now I'm looking around, I don't know a ton that he could do that could jumpstart this team. That starting lineup I mentioned is one. But his philosophy may just be that he's not trusting a second-year player in Christie to play heavy minutes and start. There's a lot of head coaches that operate that way, not just Darvin Ham. So outside of that, like maybe if there's a different roster and there's just like no doubt, no brainer decisions to be made, and these guys just plugged in automatically, then maybe. But right now, with this roster, I don't trust him with this roster right now. I think I'm being fair with that. But I felt that way about him last year with the roster, and then I did trust him after the trade deadline, and he did a lot of good things. But with the roster shuffle and us in the offseason and us thinking that this roster was going to be much better, much improved, myself included, ended up to be not true. So I did cut him a little slack there because this roster was not as great or as healthy as he thought it would be. Now, outside of that, that doesn't change his inability to manage timeouts correctly, manage out of timeout play calls, manage end of game situations, manage his challenge situations, manage his rotations, and manage his lineups. That doesn't take away from anything there. But there also is a roster problem. So that's what I'm saying from those perspectives is I don't really believe in him right now, but I'll tell you, I do believe in Rob Pelinka. So I still, like I said, he's the only guy I really trust in this equation. So I still trust Rob Pelinka. I still believe in him. He doesn't really get a chance to really fully go on the clock until the 15th. And then we'll see what he does from there. But it's a good question. Samurai, thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. I hope to God Darvin Ham is fired after tonight. We'll see. Please, God, let Darvin Ham be fired. People are literally praying for him to be fired. Someone, what's going on? Man, I hope Thomas Bryant requests a buyout on Lakers snag him. Well, they had him and they didn't really use him. I think he played a combined like 300 minutes or something like that with AD last season. They just didn't play much together. I know AD was hurt. They just never played well together. Thomas Bryant does not defend or rebound as well as he should. He's a pretty solid offensive big. Lakers have had him twice. They've traded him twice. So I think that ship has sailed. I don't think we'll see Thomas Bryant back here. I don't think so. I'm begging for Darvin to be fired. I get you. Jeff, I came here for the answers. Hey, Darren, I don't have the answers, Sway. I don't have the answers, man. I just kind of just break down what I see. Like I said, the answer to me, if if they asked me, which they're not going to, they ask me, I would say, let's let this roster have some change to it, some overturn to it, and let's see what can be worked with it. I don't know if I'm a fan of firing the coach and some coaches, as well as making some big roster changes. I don't know if the team can bounce back from that. That is a lot of change in season. So, which is why I think the Lakers are leaning towards keeping Ham and adjusting the roster. So if that was the answer, if you're asking for an answer, I think that might be the only one we have right now, to be honest, because I don't really see another one right now. I don't. Firing Darvin Ham could happen. Some big trades could happen. But outside of that, I don't think both are going to happen. But I could be wrong. Not entirely sure. I follow Search wherever he goes. It's funny because he's Search, but we search out Search, right? That's why he's called Search and Destroy, because he searches the internet for us. He searches YouTube for us and points us all in the right direction. So shout out to the mod god, the mod father, my brother Search, man. Best in the business, bar none. Hey, Delano Hart, shout out to you, man. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate the support. Hey, Jeff, I had a few beers, feeling good. Win-win tonight. If we win, we win. If we lose, Ham gets fired. Yeah, nothing like a good beer on a Sunday, man. Watching football. The Lakers coming on, man. It's yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. I didn't, typically Sunday is my day to air it out. Indeed, haven't had a drop today, man. So I decided I was gonna take a little time off from that after New Year's, man. I went a little heavy in the game on New Year's, so told myself I'm gonna chill a little bit right now, at least for this week. We'll see where it goes. But shout out to you, man. And yeah, man, win-win if the Lakers get this tonight. Absolutely. Hope so. But Ham does not coach well. Check it out. Yeah, I hear you. Check it out. He has not coached this team well at times. That's fair. So what I find pretty interesting is the amount of players around the league, the amount of former players, former pros. There are a lot of people who really like him, take up for him, and are speaking up that it's not his fault. A lot of people who play this game, who played this game for a long time, who still play maybe overseas. There's a lot of guys who make a living off of playing basketball who are standing by him and supporting him. So to me, that holds a little bit of value for guys who played in this league, guys who still, play basketball for money, play between these lines for a living. And they almost 100% are backing him and saying it's not his fault. So I do put some weight in that because these guys know, more about this game than we do. They play it for a living. It's their job. It's their livelihood. They've done it their entire lives. They talk to their coaches. Some of them are coaches now, and a lot of them, man, are backing him. And there's something in that. So if the Lakers were to fire him, that leads me to believe that there would still be people interested in him. Sometimes it's just not a fit. Sometimes it just doesn't work. And sometimes you just don't have the right roster. And unfortunately, we thought he had the right roster, and he just doesn't right now. Doesn't escape him from blame, but maybe this just wasn't the right fit or roster for him. Maybe for your first head coaching job, coaching the Lakers and LeBron James was tougher than he anticipated. And, that's a real thing. What if there's reports about it? Then it should be concerning, in my opinion. I don't pay attention to all the reports though, big baby. Like I said, I've been studying this league from a reporting aspect for so long that I could read between the lines in a lot of things. And like I said, the fact that no one even caught who actually wrote that article was kind of funny to me. But I'm talking either major outlets. I'm not talking about individual people like me. I'm talking about major heads. You know what I mean? Who do that for a living. They didn't even catch that. You know what I mean? So the reports, you got to understand, man, the reports you got to look at the agenda here. Who does this benefit? Where is this coming from? There's multiple things. Just because a report comes out there doesn't mean it's true. Even from a reputable person doesn't mean it's true. It could just be the information they got from someone else who has an agenda. So that's why whenever I see a report, before I heavily react, I start talking with my people and start going from there. And we either laugh at it or okay, we know what's going on here, or yo, that's crazy. Right. So reports, that's cool. That I get why, people respond to it because they think it's law, but a lot of them really aren't when you see actually what happens in the end of things. Joe, what's going on? Yo, my friend Jeff are coming out of retirement and will handle the ropes and coaching this Laker team to a chip, my man. Hey, I appreciate you, but I am not qualified to coach this team, man. Like I said, the level at which I coached, like I said, I coached at a good level, but I am not an NBA head coach, man. That is a very, very, very difficult job. I don't think people understand how hard it is, and it's why so many people fail at it. Those that thrive are just great, and salute to them. But it is a very, very tough gig coaching in professional sports. Very tough gig. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm cut out for it, but I appreciate the compliment, but I'm definitely not gonna put my name onto that though. Staples protest when I don't know, man. Those staple protests are crazy, man. Those are just crazy. Ooh, sorry, I'm watching this football game. Those protests are crazy because, like, literally, man, these the Lakers front office, Lakers ownership, they don't pay a damn second of attention to it. They really don't. They really don't. Nothing we do affects their bottom line. It doesn't. They're still printing money up there. Let's see here. People shouting out people here. That's what's up. Cooter, appreciate you pulling up. No more last game. Fire out Darvin Ham ASAP. The people are speaking for sure, man. The kid Jay, what's up, man? This season over already. Maybe, I mean, I get why people have that thought or that feeling. A lot of people were saying that a lot last year. It turned out to be untrue. So I'm still riding the wave of what it was last year. We were able to overcome it. I don't believe this team, as currently constructing, has a chance to win a championship. I will say that. But a chance to make the playoffs, even if they hold pat, I still believe that. They're in a rut. Clippers been there. Phoenix been there. A lot of teams been there. Milwaukee's been there. Like, it happens through the ebb and flows of an NBA season. But this roster, no, I don't. While Milwaukee, even when they struggled, I believe they could still win a championship, right? Phoenix, when struggling, they still, have a roster, a top three that you believe is still capable of winning a championship. This Laker team, while struggling, as of right now, I don't believe they have a chance to win a championship, that roster-wise. So even if they do fire the coach, unless they fix that roster, I still don't believe they have a chance to win a championship. Darren says, search and destroy is one of my sources. There you go. Search do got sources, man. I don't even know. He searches and destroys people who don't give him information. Search is a savage. Speaking of savage, Search is a sniper. Savage sniper. And speaking of savage, what's going on, Savage? Jeff, I just think agents putting pressure will make it happen eventually. If that's true, Savage, like, you got to understand, like I said, just okay, I got to be careful with how I just to say that not everything is what it seems when it comes from certain angles. Let's just say that. And also, you got to understand that agents play a certain game too. And if you got like some guys that come in and certain guys that are down for you, don't say a word, and then it comes free agency time, the agent goes, look, all these came out, all these can play, yo, we were calling you, checking on you, supporting with you. These guys turned on you, da. There's games being played behind the scenes to gain leverage later. You got to understand, this is how this game works. It is literally like some Game of Thrones stuff. It's crazy what happens behind the scenes in basketball business. These dudes are cutthroat. And agents, they're as cutthroat as it gets when it comes to protecting their guys and setting them up for a bigger payday, which leads to a bigger payday for them. So a lot of this stuff that comes out and the stuff that gets spun is crazy. I've seen it myself. Keep in mind, last year, there was Laker fans outrage. Rob made trades. Rob made a trade at his time. They were forcing him to make trades in the summer. He didn't. Same thing I'm saying right now is they're going to make a trade, but they're not going to make a trade because of public outrage. They're going to make a trade because the roster isn't working. They didn't make a trade last year because we were upset. They made a trade last year because our team was trash. Then they went in and they made signings this offseason to build on that. They didn't work. And now our team is struggling again. And that's why he's going to make the trades. He's not going to sit up here and make a trade because we're screaming, make a trade. They don't listen to us. I'm telling you that right now. They do not listen to us. They laugh at it. They go in there, they read comments, they do this stuff, they laugh. Like, they do not listen to us. And any of us who think they do, that's wild, bro. They do not listen to us. They do not make moves because of us. Especially this is not like to a level where they have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not, because it's not affecting their bottom line. It's not. So when it comes to it, like last year, they made the trade because the roster wasn't working, and they waited it out until the price was at a price that they were comfortable with paying. They're not going to overpay to justify us. They didn't do it last year, and they will not do it this year. This, I promise you. All I will say is, if Ham has lost the proverbial, the proverbial locker room, then yes, he's gone. No, I agree with that. And I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm not saying he has. I get why people would say he has. I get it. Totally get it. But I also get why, like I said, the people who also have seen some things that I've seen, because like I said, he's not lost Anthony Davis. I can tell you that. But outside of that, I don't know. The players don't look happy, but losing does that. I've seen players during stretches with a head coach that they absolutely love with bad body language, shoulders dead, head down, frustrated with themselves, frustrated with their teammates, frustrated with their roles. But I've seen plenty of times like that where locker room has not been lost. But again, this locker room could be lost. It could be. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit up here and say I know one way or another because I don't. But none of us do. We can look at it and base a judgment off what we see. But I've seen this demeanor from players on a nightly basis on teams in which a locker room is not lost. So there are a lot of things to take in consideration here. But it very well could be. It very well could be. We don't know. He has lost the locker room. Players walking out, players say no excuses on injuries, and the coach says excuses about the injury. So it's a divide in the locker room. Big Baby, I challenge you to watch every single press conference after every single basketball game in which a team has players out hurt and see the flip side to every single team in basketball. I challenge you to do that because this is nothing new. This is not abnormal. Players want to be up there. You got to understand from a player standpoint, they don't want to sit up there and make it look like they can't play without this other guy. Like you got to understand, like the angles of this are what matter. The angles are what matter. And guys, I've seen several times where Phil Jackson blamed rosters, blamed injuries, blamed guys being out. And Kobe and Shaq saying, no, this is on us. We have to carry them. We have to get them through this. I've seen this before. I've seen this multiple times. I've seen the Golden State Warriors sit up there where Steve Kerr was talking about KD being out in the finals and Steph and Clay talking about it's about who suits up. We got to go play. I've seen this before. Numerous times. I've seen this before. So this is not abnormal. But again, narratives, people ride a wave, momentum swings in one direction, and people act like this is just Laker Central, like this is just Laker centralized, like this is just happening to us. This is not abnormal. It's not. But if you go and you watch a press conference by any team that's riddled by injuries, you're going to see coaches speaking about, I just need to get guys back. And you're going to hear players talking about, we can't use it as an excuse. We need to play better. That is not abnormal. It's not. Check it out. It says, keep in mind last time. Okay, did I click on this one? Yeah, I think I clicked on that one already. Jeff Cam Whitmore now looks like a star in the making. I don't know why they didn't take him. Well, he got sent down to the G League, didn't he? He came out playing all right, then wasn't playing great, then got set down. I don't know about him being a star in the making. Playing on a team that's not playing for anything. That doesn't mean anything. Again, that's kind of an overreaction. Looking at guys who play. So when you look at guys who play on teams going nowhere and just has a green light to chuck, that's different than when you plug a guy into a system that's playing for something who has to make sacrifices. So again, the trained eye, when you look at just stat sheets and you look at a guy playing out there, playing free with no responsibility, doesn't matter. He's not playing for nothing. Then it's easy to come back and see like, oh, we missed on that. But what happens when you plug him in a system that's playing for something? He has to limit his touches, limit his minutes, limit his shots, limit his numbers. How can he play in that role? Because is he going to be a number one on a championship team? Probably not. Is he going to be a number two on a championship team? Probably not. So then how does he fit into that role where he has to make a big sacrifice like that? That's a true judge of how these guys can play for championships. Not a Braun fan, but I just left a channel that was a Braun slaughter fest. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And it happens. You know what I mean? Like Braun does need to take some responsibility here. This is not blaming Braun for all of this. That's a fact. I do not blame Braun for all of this. But I will tell you this. I don't feel that Braun has been as great of a leader since 2020. I feel comfortable saying that. In 2020, I feel that his leadership alone was a major reason we won that championship in the bubble because everyone else had no leadership, couldn't hold their team together, just wanted to go home. They didn't realize that this championship was going to count and going to matter just like every other one in their record books. And they just wanted to tap out because it was too hard. Braun kept that Laker team together. It was one of the greatest leadership situations I've ever seen, display of leadership that I've ever seen in my life. And then I don't think we've seen anywhere near that same level of leadership since. I'm not shading Braun. I'm not talking trash. That was a lot of leadership to pull off. I'm not expecting 2020 bubble leadership because that was just all level next world leadership. I'm not expecting that. We don't need a level to that extremity, but we do need Braun to get this team together. We do need the chemistry. We do need this team held together. And I am seeing Braun being passive aggressive with his teammates, ignoring some of his teammates, kind of cold shouldering some of his teammates. I'm seeing that, and that's not right. But AD doesn't do that. AD actually would be a great leader if he was more vocal because he doesn't throw guys under the bus. He defends people. He doesn't. He sits in the locker room and he answers every question post game. He always speaks to media. He's not out there trying to control narratives. He just goes out and plays, and then he sits there and he takes whatever's coming his way after a loss or after a win. But AD had those leaderships intangibles. I feel we'd be in better hands. Or if we had another vet on here like a Rondo, if we had another like a Dudley, if we had another one of those guys on here like an OG over here, I think this team would be better for it in times where Braun isn't really doing his best at leadership. That we had one of those guys. I really think that would be a true help for this team. We just don't have that. Ham can't keep on tipping his hat to the opposing team. Ham needs to wake up. That's true. That's a fact. Darren says LeBron is one of the great players of all time. He knows how to play the right way. He does not always, though. Yeah, that's fact. That's fair too. Just because you're great at what you do and you're the best, one of the best all time at what you've done, doesn't mean you're always going to be that. Like I said, that man is 39 years old. He has to be frustrated with not being able to, his body not being able to do everything that his mind and heart wants to do, things that he's been able to do in the past. That's got to be extremely frustrating as years go by. He's still putting up numbers. He's still doing things, but his numbers, you guys have heard me talk about this multiple times throughout the season. His numbers are not as loud. His buckets are not as loud. His impact is not as loud as it was in the past. You can get numbers, you can fill up stat sheets, but where's that clutch moment, right? Where are those moments in the clutch? Where's that big basket at the end of a game? Where's that big defensive block? Like, where's that steal? Where's that defensive lockdown? Where are those make 5 free throws in a row? Like, where are the loud moments from LeBron James this season? And there's a difference between just 2 points and a loud 2 points. There's a difference between a defensive stop and a loud defensive stop, a loud rebound, a loud block. You guys have heard me mention this a lot. And I know 2 points are 2 points, but 2 points when you're down 20 and 2 points when you're up 2, they're not the same sound. 2 points in the final minute of a game when you're up 2, that is a loud 2. Now, granted, those 2 you got early in the game, still count towards that score. But we're talking about in clutch situations, loud buckets are important. Adam says, at this point, if I'm Ham, I start the same unit as last year after the trade deadline. Just got to get us some wins. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that if Vando was healthy, but he's not. A1, what's going on, brother? What's up, Empire Jeff? Help me understand. If we lose, Scam gets fired. If we win, he coaches Tuesday. Is he game to game? I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. There's conflicting reports out there. Wojnarowski is basically saying that he's safe, that Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka love him, and they're committed to him the rest of the season. That's, he's top tier, the gold standard of this league when it comes to reporting and inside information. We'll see if that's true or not. You know what I mean? So according to him, he's safe. According that kind of backs up the pregame speech that Darvin Ham gave before we played the Memphis Grizzlies about how he said he's solid. He said it. So, between Darvin saying that publicly and Woj saying it from his sources, those line up. So we'll see if that proves to be true. I don't know. This is just what they're saying. Chucky Eisenhower said Windler SF. Okay, I got you. He's happy for SF here. Woods has 8 seasons. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he does. I agree. D'Lo should start and AR off the bench. Well, my thing when I've said that in the past is because I always felt like AR is the same player whether he's starting or off the bench, and I never thought or felt that D'Lo was going to be the same player whether he started or came off the bench. But I do like D'Lo's length, his ability to hit threes, and I like Austin's energy off the bench. Even before the season started, my main reason for not even wanting to start Christian Wood is because I wanted our bench to be really deep, and so I didn't mind Austin, Christian Wood, Rui, Gabe. Having guys like that on a bench, I felt made our team really strong. But I didn't anticipate us having the worst starting lineup in the league multiple times with multiple lineups. So that was something that I did not see coming. I would have lost that bet 10 times out of 10. So the fact that that did happen, then we have to kind of figure things out and adjust on the fly there. So I love Austin in the starting lineup. He is a starting caliber player in this league. But for this team, when our bench has had moments where they're just trash, and our starting lineup has been trash, then the coach is out there just trying to find combinations that can work just to try to save this team's life. And it's been a struggle. So it's been a struggle for him. Sorry, guys. Speaking of struggle, my puppy over here, he's a terrorist, man. He's over here getting wild over here. Let's see. We got Jamari says, this is Ham's judgment day. Hey, thanks for pull up, Jamari. Appreciate the support. And again, I'll say it again. It might be, it might not. I don't know. Like I said, the reports are conflicting. The information is conflicting. It is really, really hard to tell. But speaking of, man, we got a couple more subs in the building tonight in tonight's show. Appreciate you guys. Now up to 841 subs. We got 71 people in the building. We got 27 likes. Come on, y'all. Wait, let me refresh to see if that's true. We only got 27. Come on, y'all. 27 likes. We got 71 people in the building right now watching live. We got 841 people subscribed. What I like about it, man, is seeing the views near the subscription level. That's how you know that your subs are real, man. But 30% of the people who watch the show on a daily, nightly basis are not yet subscribed. You're here anyways. You're tuned in. Go ahead and sub up to the channel, man. We greatly appreciate it. But yeah, we got all these people in the room right now, 27 likes. Come on, hit that like button. It's free. Truly does help the channel out, helps it grow, helps us get in front of other people, man. Brings more people aware to the community over here at Empire Jeff TV. One of the, I feel it's one of the good basketball and baseball shows out here on YouTube. So I'd appreciate, you guys helping push that narrative. One of the, one of not the best chat in all of YouTube out here. This is a kind of a shared chat though between all the great channels out here, and they've I've been blessed to have them kind of follow me over here. So but yeah, like I said, drop a like, man. It's free. The best thing you can do to support this channel. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way to help us get out in front of other people. So appreciate you guys. Sharky says men and veteran shooters and layups, clippers and three runners. I don't know what's going on here. Pastor Church will zap me if I go off on LeBron. No, you could speak your truth. This is a free channel. Just don't be like disrespectful, obviously. But not that you would. I'm just saying this isn't a channel where you have to hold back on speaking on a player, of giving your opinion. This isn't a channel where you can't disagree with me. If you have a disagreement with me, that's perfectly fine. I love to talk about that stuff. As long as everyone is respectful, everyone's opinion is subjective. Like you can sit back and completely disagree with me. I'm totally fine with that. You're not going to get blocked over here for disagreeing with me. You're not going to get kicked out for calling out a player. It's not going to happen. As long as you're like being like, honest about it and being real about it, and not just being like a player hater or a team hater. At least if you're just being objective, then we're fine. If not, then you can pretty much tell that off top though. Hey, Wesley Green, thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. It's all over this place. Love the show. What's going on, man? Empire Jeff, what up? Search and Destroy, hardest working moderator in the game. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I want to be searched when I grow up. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. He said, let's go, let go leaks. Let go leaks. All over the place for that. What is going on? LeBron and Darv buddies. Dang, LeBron chose everyone. See, the thing about LeBron is like I think that these players are starting to realize is LeBron, like I said, LeBron could be your best friend on the team and then send flowers to you in 2 days after you get shipped out. So like a lot of these guys are like, oh, it's getting to that time of the year where the guy who calls us brother is going to call us ex-teammate soon, and that puts teams on edge. It makes things a little tough to deal with, and so it's a stressful time for players in the league right now. I understand that. It's not abnormal this time of the year as trade season kicks in. It's tough for a lot of guys who aren't superstar players who've got roots set up with a team. They've got their families here, their families, their kids. Everyone's asking them, are we going to be here? And they're like, I don't know. And or maybe they do know and they don't want to leave. And it's, ooh, was that a catch? Sorry. Diggs caught that. Sorry, watching this Buffalo Miami game. That was a heck of a catch there. So it's a tough time right now. Guys go home to their families are stressed. The kids don't want to leave their schools. And not just that, but a lot of the times those families will stay in that city after a player is traded. So now you got to be away from your family for the rest of the year because you don't want to uproot your family and take your kids out of school. There's a lot of things that go into this. So it's a tough time for NBA players right now because they can be moved at any time. No one believes in his coaching schemes. He makes no in-game adjustments. He does struggle with those, absolutely. I do believe a better roster would help him make decisions, but outside of that, you got to work with what you have. And even though the roster has got its issues, I still would like to see him use the rosters that have actually worked for us. Sorry, the lineups that have actually worked for us. I would like to see some adjustments in game when you have a clear advantage over things. Like the last game when you had Vando and Christian Wood came in and were a plus 23 collectively in the first half. And then they didn't get a chance to finish the first half. It didn't get combination minutes together a lot in the second half. Decisions like that can really kill you. So yeah, absolutely. That when he did that, that did not help his cause at all. Even though Wood is limited, we are not utilizing him like we could. That's a fact. That is a fact. Controversial man, what's going on? I think a good trade would be D'Lo, Gabe, JHS, Cam for Kelly Olynyk, Sexton, Dunn. You get shooting and playmaking. Dunn can help organize the second unit tremendously. See, the thing I love about Dunn is he's a point of attack defender. I would love Dunn. He's a very, very good defensive point guard. So absolutely. That is that's a lot of money going out though. So about 17 for D'Lo, roughly 30. That's 30 JHS and Cam. So that's over 30 million. Kelly and Sexton. So yeah, that wouldn't be or even a Clarkson instead of Sexton there. So that's something, I do agree with what my brother Elder's been saying. We've had numerous conversations about this, of saying about how Danny wants both the 27 and 29 Lakers picks. Like he definitely does. And it's not that he has this great relationship with the Lakers. It's not that Utah is a great trade partner for the Lakers. It's that Utah believes that they're going to have a tremendous and phenomenal draft pick with those picks. So they're not helping the Lakers. They're thinking that he's still thinking he's getting over on them and getting those picks from them long after Braun and perhaps AD are gone. Hayes got to play small forward. Oh man, come on now. Kevin, what's going on? Darvin Ham still a rookie coach. Basically a year and a third. Technically, yeah. He's not a veteran coach yet for sure. Not a head coach. Assistant he was. Blame the roster. This guy can't coach. And that's fair. Like I said, that's fair. But like I said, there's a lot of guys currently played in the past. A lot of them are pointing at the roster. But am I willing to say he's a good coach yet? I'm not willing to go there. I'm not. Am I saying I believe in him or trust him moving forward? I'm not saying that. Definitely not saying that, because right now I don't believe in him moving forward. I don't have a problem saying that. But at the same time, I can say that while still saying this, that the coaching staff, the coaches, the coach, and the roster are both a problem. I have no problem saying that. So I feel like people just want to blame one thing, like we just have one problem. I think that's foolish. Bulldog Colin can average 20 off dribble, off catch, and play D. Yeah, controversial. You're right. I like Colin Sexton, man. He be a little wild boy out there sometimes, but I do like him. Andrew F, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. If you were the GM, what trades are you making? Are you talking to someone? You say you're talking to Adam? Who's Adam? Someone in here named Adam? Not sure. But I keep coming back to that Chicago scenario. If we could figure out like a deal I like that wouldn't be too crazy, would be Caruso, Drummond, and Carter from the Bulls. I really like that team. Them adding them to this team. Yeah, you get two guards who can really help you with multiple different things, and you get a big who can help you rebound. That would be an ideal move for me. Wouldn't be taking on like crazy, stupid long-term money that could really affect your ability to add to the roster once LeBron is gone. Because that's the thing, when you talk about that Levine deal, like I get people. I'm not talking about the player I dislike. I just don't like that contract. Like that contract is like scary to me. But if you get if you make a trade for Carter signed a deal that was like similar to like he got that I want to say Taurean Prince money. Let me take a look here. Let me see what he got. Okay, so he got like a little bit more than Taurean Prince. So he basically a 3-year deal, 3rd year is a player option, but it's less than the full mid-level, a little bit more than the biannual, but less than the full. So he signed for like 6. He's like 6 something a year. He's got a year and a half plus a player option left on his deal. So that I don't hate. Alex Caruso, I believe, has 1 year after this one. Let me double check that. That's what I think. Yeah. So he has a year and a half left on his deal at roughly, $9 million and change. And then Drummond is a free agent at the end of the year, and he's making like next to nothing for his production. So Andre Drummond is making like less than $4 million, and he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. So I think those three guys can help us win basketball games, make us better, and not hurt our future moving forward from a salary cap perspective. So that's why I like that trade. But the Utah one I don't hate. Sexton's got longer year. Sexton's got some years left. Olynyk's a free agent. But I wouldn't hate either one of those trades. But again, like, is it something that's going to put us over the top? Is that a championship trade? I don't know. I also like Karis LeVert. I also want to keep an eye on Buddy Hield, because I've always stated that of all the guys who come here and all of a sudden can't shoot, I feel like Buddy Hield would be a guy who can still shoot here. I don't know why, but I feel he wouldn't be scared, and I feel like I could trust him. Maybe I'm crazy for that. I've just always felt that way. Just always have. Give me 1 second here. We got ourselves a super chat in the building. Give me 1 second to get down here. We got my guy, All Things Basketball. Thank you, my guy. Thank you for pulling up, showing support as always. Greatly appreciate you. Salute, Jeff. Love your content. Much love. Hey, thank you, man. I love your support. Love everything you bring to all the channels I see you on. So shout out to you. Thank you. Appreciate the continued support. So let me try to rip through some of these. Let me do some rapid fire here. Not going to be as long answers on here. I'm sorry. But I got the game coming up, soon. So I'm going to touch on a couple of the things before we get out of here. But I try to pride myself on trying to hit every single chat. So let me try to get to these real quick. Kelly is a solid combo big who can shoot and provide feistiness. Yep. He's also an annoying guy on offense and defense. He never stops moving. So I would love to have him. Kevin says, why I don't see Gabe Vincent play. Yeah, he's hurt. He's still out at least probably another month, maybe longer. But if he comes back, I still think he can help us. He stopped the pick and rolls, no screens to free up shooter, no cuts. Absolutely. But that's on the players. Braun and AD don't need a coach to tell them how to run pick and roll and run a two-man game. That's on those two. What I don't understand, Wood has been playing well and he takes him out and doesn't put him in again, and it goes back to small ball. Yeah, I agree with you. His philosophies aren't great when it comes to using those type of players. Lakers, three new and sweep. New bench is protection things. I don't know what's going on here. Can Doc Rivers help? Oh God. Curvin, I hope not, man. I don't know. Like I said, I've said often, I don't know who's out there that can help us. But Doc, I don't know if I could take that, man. I don't know if I could take that. I just don't. I don't know what's going on here with this. I gotta stop. The players gave up on Ham. Wake up, Rob and Jeannie. They're gonna do their thing after January 15th. Nothing they can really do right now. Pastor O, do you guys think the offense fits this roster? No. Well, see, I also think there's a misconception on what the 5 out is. I think people see it differently than what it truly is. I don't expect everyone to understand what the 5 out or 4 out is entirely, but they're definitely not using it correctly to its strength. But I think the 5 out could work with this roster if we had a point of attack point guard, but we don't. Austin Reeves could be more effective in if he's attacking more. But he's got to get a lot of creative and he's got to use a lot of energy to get open. It's not off of athletic ability. It's all just off like herky jerky and trickery. So we need like a true point guard on this team. We don't have one. And I think not having Gabe Vincent was a real hurt to this team, right? Like a Dennis Schroeder, a guy that can change speeds and get by people. That's something that we truly need right now. Hated to lose Hodge and Fudge, but how good is this new guy? We got hurt. He's a very good rebounder. I don't know. Not anyone's going to make a difference this year. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up. He said, trade Princess Gobert. Oh, man. I don't know why everyone hates Prince so much, man. He hasn't had I understand. He's our 5th most important, like as far as when it comes to starting 5, he's our 5th option offensively. He's out there to guard wings. And I feel like he's done a good job with that. But the guy's not going to get 20 points a game. He's going to have games where he has 15. He's going to have games where he has 3, 4, 5, and games where he has none. And that's why his average is like 9. He's not a guy that's going to get you a ton of buckets. It's not what he does. He's out there to help guard wings. But a lot of people seem to be very upset with him this year. Darvin Ham is overcorrecting, and it will be the end of him. AR and D'Lo can't play together. No guards and lousy shooting to start. D'Lo and AR off the bench together. Rui 10 minutes, 17 minutes, 20. Yeah, no. The combinations have definitely been a problem. That's a fact. It's going to happen. Protests are going to happen soon. It won't matter. And this is going to only be like a handful of people out there. It's not going to be like a massive thing that people are going to trip on. Do you think Darvin has lost the locker room? I don't know. I mean, I could see why it would look like he has. Because I said there's a lot of visible frustration. There's people that are upset. There's people that are unhappy. You can see on players' faces they're frustrated and unhappy. You can see it on his face. He's getting a little short in in the press conferences there. So a lot of things would point to it, but I don't know because there's people hiding behind sources. There's no one coming out actively calling out guys like Kaminga and Moody did in Golden State. Like it's easy to say that I can sit here with more confidence saying that Steve Kerr has lost the majority of his locker room more than Darvin Ham has because these guys are publicly calling him out by name and putting their name on it. It's not sources. Kaminga and Moody came out directly. Klay Thompson earlier this year came out and said some things. Draymond Green has said things. These guys have not been hiding behind sources. They said it. You know what I mean? So outside of that, there's been no one who put their name on it with this Laker team. So, when everyone watched Winning Time, when Paul West had lost the locker room, Magic Johnson came out and said, I want to be traded. Get me out of here. And he said, why? No one has said why on this Lakers team. There hasn't been a no coming back from this moment yet. There hasn't been. So until I see that, I've seen this before. I see it in other teams around the league that are going through it. Like I've seen it. So it's really easy to see a team that's frustrated and say they've lost the locker room. But we don't know that for a fact. And there's people reporting that it hasn't happened. So I don't know. So I can't sit here and say with certainty. But would it surprise me if he has? No. If a report came out tomorrow and said he's absolutely lost the locker room, would I be shocked? No. But we don't know because no one stood on it. No one stamped their name on it. These are just reports flying around. There are reports that are conflicting each other. So we don't know. We do know that this team is frustrated. We do know this team is upset collectively. But we don't know. We don't know. We could look at it and have an opinion or a guess for ourselves for sure. And people do. But like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if he has lost it. And it wouldn't surprise me if a 3-game winning streak just all of a sudden put some noise to rest. Like starting with tonight. But I don't know would be the answer to that question. No one knows for sure. Despite what Gerald says, I think LaVine, Caruso, Drummond would be intriguing. I don't want LaVine. I really don't. I don't want that money. Now, it's not the player I have a problem with. I just don't want that money. We could do that and keep Austin. Yep, we could. Adam says $20 says if Taurean Prince starts, we lose the game. I could pay you on the first. I mean, he started a lot of games in which we've won, so I don't know, man. Lakers need Steve Nash. Steve Nash. We had Steve Nash. He broke his leg in game 2. And great to see you. Hope another Prince hater. Let's see. D, thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. Appreciate your even approach to this developing Lakers situation, looking at it from both macro and micro. Right there. Right there. I'm sure that's how I'm trying to approach. I think a lot of people overreact because we're fans. It's real easy to overreact when you're a fan, when we're a fanatic, because I am a diehard Los Angeles Lakers fan. But at the same time, I'm trying to be subjective. I'm trying to bring an approach to this to see things from both sides and not just a fan in me. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a guy that covers this game. So at the same time, while being upset and frustrated, I absolutely am. And I get why everyone else is. But at the same time, I know it's not just cut and dry. Just because 20 other people are saying it doesn't mean I'm going to ride that wave. I think for myself. I operate as one. You know what I'm saying? I don't ride a wave that everyone else is and become a crowd that's screaming something that I don't know to be true. I just don't operate that way. It's no shade to anyone that does. I'm just saying, for me, doesn't work for me. I don't like that. I feel my base, the people that rock with me, kind of like this flow here. There's this balance of trying to see a perspective that isn't, like everyone else's. I have my own opinions. I have my own way of covering this. I have my own insights. I have my own backstory of covering and being attached to this game. Mine is a little different than everyone else's. Everyone is a little different than mine. So when it comes down to that, like, it's just a little different approach and a little different angle. And that's all I'm saying. Am I right? Who knows? I don't have a problem with the difference between me and a lot of people is I don't have a problem with being wrong. What I'm feeling at the time doesn't mean is what I'm going to feel 2 weeks from now. What I'm saying right now, things will happen, doesn't mean is what I'll feel 2 weeks from now. I have no problem with that. A lot of people don't want to be wrong. They want to be right all the time and stamp themselves as being always right. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I say what's true to me, what I feel is right. And if it ends up being right, great. If not, that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I think some people will write a narrative just because they want to be right. You know what I mean? And if the noise and everything is pointing at a direction and it feels like this is where it's going because everyone else is saying it, some people want to plant their flag in that so they can be labeled as right. But really, they're not really doing their own research or anything. They're just attaching themselves to something that other people are saying. And I don't do that. And like I said, this is major media does this, is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about individuals in this space. I'm saying like in general, you know what I mean? So for me, I don't I don't operate that way. So I'm always gonna be macro and micro, just like you said it. You know what I mean? A lot of people might not get that, but I appreciate that because I do. Juan says, scam love Prince, no matter how bad he does, yet Wood makes one mistake and pulls him out for 2 weeks. Yeah, that is true and annoying. Pat Riley fired Eric Spoelstra, 100% for sure. 29 teams going after him. For sure. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Both Rui and Wood have to have too short a leash. Rui's been a little too hurt, but I agree with you. I agree. Shaq and Kendrick Perkins say Lakers should fire Ham. I mean, check it out. If you were to pull up 100 takes by Kendrick Perkins, I'm curious how many you agree with. One. And if you pull up a lot of stuff to my man, I love Shaq. That's my guy. Love Shaq. But if you pull up 100 things or statements that he said, how many would you be like, huh? So I challenge you to do that. Thirsty Perk is always going to be Thirsty Perk. Where was Thirsty Perk when this wasn't a national story? He was nowhere. The second it becomes click-worthy, here's Thirsty Perk. Again, all things considered, I spot things that average people don't spot. I pay attention to the details on things that everyone else gets fooled on. That's what I hate most about Scam. He treats Biggs. Yeah, he has a problem with Biggs. That is a fact. Yep, and AR is struggling to run the offense. He's basically LeBron like. Yeah, it's a redundancy there. Double dribble shoot. I don't mind if we trade Rui now. We have to turn him into him and D'Lo into a third scorer. I don't mind. Like, look, I love Rui. I'm not up here saying we cannot trade Rui. That's not what I'm saying. But we can't trade Rui unless it really makes us better. And it's the Rui is a solid player. We're not just going to give him away. It's going to have to be a move that makes sense that can help the Lakers become a better roster and compete for a championship. Outside of that, yeah, we still got Cam Reddish in the starting lineup. We got Cam Reddish in the starting lineup, or my guy LOE likes to call Can't Reddish. That's hilarious. Oh man. We had such high hopes before the season, and we won the play-in in-season tourney, and now we're on life support. Yeah, man, not fun. I'm happy-go-lucky. What's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Darvin Ham's not going nowhere. He's here to stay. If anything happens, it's the players who will get traded. I agree. Maybe some things change after tonight's game if it gets super ugly, but I don't know. I don't know. That's why I created the title of this video. Is this the last game? I was trying to get the pulse of Laker Nation and see what you guys think. I mentioned that on my last show that while I think he's here for a while, I was saying that I didn't know if they get embarrassed by the Clippers again and the public outroar when that happens, what the Laker hierarchy was going to do. But then that Woj report came out. And the Woj report coming out, the timing of that is interesting. It's before the Clipper game. It echoes everything that Darvin Ham said in his pregame press conference the last game, saying how he's solid and how the team is behind him. So timing of all that is absolutely interesting. Now we have to wait to see how that all plays out. All right, trying to catch up to all these chats before the game starts, man. If anything, the one shining star is the organization might be Rob. Facts. I'm happy the Clippers are in a different building next season, so they don't cover up the IST banner. That's comedy. If I were the Clips, I would cover up everything except for that. Just leave that up there. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, man. What do you think about the 10-day signee? Again, I don't think it's anything that's going to truly benefit us. They're going to have probably multiple 10-guy signees until after the buyout market. So I don't know. I don't think anyone they're going to get right now is going to help them right now. Hey, what's that? Duan, thanks for pulling up. So Laker fans have turned on LeBron? I don't think so, and they shouldn't. I don't know why anyone should turn on LeBron. Doesn't mean LeBron is perfect and isn't, removed from any type of criticism, but turn on him. I don't think anyone should turn on LeBron James. It might be time to trade LeBron. I don't think that's going to happen either. Said very common when Lakers playing bad, you see two things almost always: hate LeBron and fire Ham. I don't think you should hate LeBron. Firing him, I mean, maybe that's a possibility, but hating Bron, I don't think anyone should do that. Do you know why Dylan Windler's stats were in big games he had in the G League? I don't remember. Honestly, I don't. I really don't. I wouldn't lie to you guys. I don't. We got Nakomi. My girl Nakomi in the building. If you haven't done so already, head on over to Call Me Nakomi World, man. Fire content over there, man. One of the best in the game over here to do it. We need to get this woman to 1,000 subs, man. Get over there, show support. to call me Nakomi World, man. I love her content. She's incredible. She's fire. I try to pop on every time she's doing the show to show support. I suggest you guys do the same. Highly, highly, highly educational, level-headed basketball content by the future queen of Laker Nation. Trust me, she's incredible. Appreciate you, Nakomi. Hey, Jeff, what's good? Do you notice how the team showed no energy saying defense out of the huddle? 75% of the team wasn't even paying attention to the coach. I did notice that. That's like I was saying, like they're just like the same thing over and over. What you're saying to us isn't working. What we're trying isn't working. These lineups aren't working. Everything we're trying is not working. Cam Reddish is still in the starting lineup. That's not working. Like, what is going on here? So I do notice that, which is why I'm saying if it does come out that the locker room is indeed lost, then it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't surprise me. I just don't know 100% if it is. I don't know. Like I said, there hasn't been a report standing on that. There's a big difference between discontent and lost the locker room. I want to be clear about that. So disjointed, discontent, those words were used on purpose. Okay. So like I said, we've got teams around the league, players calling their coach out by name and putting their name on the report. They're not hiding behind sources. That is a lost locker room. Our players that have completely been lost and lost trust in the head coach when the report says, quote, Kuminga has lost trust and hope in Steve Kerr, basically to develop him and his future. So that is a lost player in a locker room without a shadow of a doubt. The Lakers don't have that stamp. No one's standing on that business on the Lakers side. But I did see that, Nakomi, facts. DJ, what's going on? My guy 60 Cent over here pausing his workout to jump in. Show love to Empire Jeff TV. Appreciate you, man. If you guys haven't done so already, head on over to Lakers in 5. He'll be covering the game live as he always does. Give him a sub if you haven't done so already, but most likely you have. Appreciate you, DJ. Have a good game tonight, man. Calling. I appreciate you. Hello, Jeff and everyone. Hey, Tamika, hello to you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Hope your football team won. And I hope the Lakers get this win tonight. Thank you for pulling up and showing support. Appreciate you. How do you think of Phil Handy as an interim head coach with Rondo as an assistant? I don't know, because I don't know if we want another rookie head coach right now, Nakomi. I know Phil Handy is a name, but he's not an X and O guys either. He's another developmental guy. We need an X and O guy over here. You know what I mean? And Rondo, I would love to have him on the bench and the staff because, one, he's a film room god, and two, he holds players accountable, and three, whenever we've seen the actual true best out of AD, Rondo has been affiliated with it. So that I would not mind. He's a beautiful basketball mind. He does not afraid to call out players. He's brilliant. Like I said, a film room god, but as an assistant, not as a head coach. And Phil Handy, while I love him as a player development guy, he is not an X's and O's guy. I don't know if anyone ever pays attention to watch him when he was running Summer League. There really wasn't, like, it was just basic stuff. I don't know what type of defense he'll set up. Like, I don't know. But outside of that, Phil Handy, if Darvin Ham does get let go, he most likely would be one of the top candidates, if not the favorite, to replace him. But I have no idea because no one knows how he coaches. I just know they've seen him coach Summer League. Everyone that ever wants to hire him or come after him, it's for player development only. No one has ever come after him as to be a head coach and offered real money at it. So people around the league don't see him as a shining star future head coach. So I don't think that he's the guy as a head coach. I love him on the staff, but I don't even think he should be a number 2 guy on the staff. He's your high tier, high level player development guy. And I don't think you let him run your X's and O's of your schemes from everything that I've kind of seen, but we don't know because he's never done it. Right. But I think it's not an anti Phil Handy thing as much as it is an anti rookie head coach thing. I just don't want another rookie head coach. Omari's, thanks for pulling up. Can we really survive a firing of a coach and major trade midseason? I don't think so. JSJ, Matt, thanks for pulling up. Imagine if we win, Ham saves his job. Yep, facts. D says, loving your perspective. Hey, thank you, D. I appreciate you. That's what I try to be. I try to bring an honest, balanced perspective. I don't try to just do the same thing that everyone else does, right? And I try to bring different perspectives, speak from the other side of the table, be some fresh eyes on the situation, a calm perspective. I'm a fan. I'm a fan first. But at the same time, I love covering this game. And I try to put aside my own personal frustrations and just try to cover the game. So from that perspective, this Laker team has a lot of things wrong with it. It's not just the head coach, from my perspective. And yes, if you are new, please subscribe and welcome to the Lakers family. Turn on that notification bell to get notified when we go live, such as games like nights like tonight. And please like the video if you have not done so already. We've got, looks like 52 people in the building right now, 44 likes. We've had as high as 85 people in the building tonight. Drop a like on the video. It's free. It truly does help the channel, helps us grow, helps us get in front of other audiences. And I would greatly appreciate the support if you did drop a like on the video. And like I said, 30% of the people who watch our videos daily are still not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You here anyways. And once again, as always, we appreciate the support over here at Empire Jeff TV. If we beat the Clippers, I will give Ham an apology. Well, it's one game. Again, I'm not going to act like we won a parade if he wins. I will not going to act like he saved his job permanently. That's where I'm at. I'm not ready to put him in the ground, and I'm not ready to raise him to the sky like if he gets a win. That's what I'm saying. I'm balanced here. Never too high, never too low when it comes to situations like this, because that's the problem. People react in the moment. So when Darvin was talking about people reacting day in and day out to how we play, it's kind of what he was getting to. He just presented it the wrong way. So while I agree, like if they because they lost to Memphis, everyone wants his head. If he beats the Clippers, everyone's like, okay, we can keep him now because we just beat the Clippers in a game in January. Like that's what I'm talking about. This is just a stretch in January where these things happen. And, Laker Nation is just getting more and more and more writing a narrative of Darvin Ham. So the frustration kicks in. And because that's the easy escape right there, everyone just keeps pointing to that, right? But the true reality is this roster, if they beat the Clippers tonight, which is going to be a heavy, heavy task, if they beat the Clippers tonight, then the problems don't escape. We just won a game. You know what I mean? We have to still go out and win more games. So that's what I'm saying. Is this a lost locker room situation, or is this something that a win like tonight and a couple wins after this can make them feel better about themselves and get back to normal? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see to get true confirmation of is A, do we have a lost locker room, or two, it's just everyone just fed up and frustrated. That's what I want to know. Like officially is what I want to know. Catch up to these here. A lot of people talking to each other here. Give me a second. Our offense is pretty bad. Facts, without a doubt. They would address some holes. I'm a little late to that, so I'm not entirely sure which one you're talking about there. African Gamer, what's up, my brother? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. Might as well hire LeVar Ball. Here he goes. That's comedy. Hey, Dan Brady, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate the support. Salute to you as well. Hope you're having a good Sunday, man. Hope the Lakers get this win tonight. Let's see what Adam says here. Okay, the question. We got it. Okay. The G Leaguer will definitely lead us to a championship. 10 out of 10. Hello, Miss Angie B, Empire Jeff TV's own Angie B. Thank you for pulling up. Congrats to your Green Bay Packers for getting that dub tonight, man. Shout out to you, man. Getting to the playoffs and all that. Appreciate you for pulling up and all the continued support. Angel Torres, what's going on, brother? Losing Darvin would be a wish. Has a team ever won the chip at after firing the coach? I don't think in the same season. I think that maybe I fired because when was David Blatt fired in Cleveland? When did that happen? I can't give you 100% answer. I got to think about that. But when David Blatt was fired, was in season. Ty Lue took over, and I think he did win a championship there. Unless I'm tripping. Only if they had Keontae George. only. Queen 23. Yes. Okay, there we go. Cool. There we go. That's what I was saying. I promise, hand to God, I did not see this comment. Put that on my mama. I did not see this comment, but I'm glad I knew that in the back of my mind. Appreciate you, Queen, for confirming though. The game is about to start. Let's see this here. Prince is a bench player. I mean, he's a serviceable player. He can start or come off the bench. This I agree with. Let's see. We ain't never going on a 3-game winning streak. I wouldn't say that. We might. What's for dinner tonight? Jeff Candan, Mission 24. What's going on? All right, man. We're doing some pasta tonight, man. So no canned ham. No ham in the pasta tonight. And hopefully no cooked ham in this game tonight. If we lose tonight, we will have the same record as the Jazz. Yeah, right. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Let me get through these guys here. I'm going to remember that comment. I'm going to come back to the comment when he gets fired. There is not even one great or best option to replace him. There's not. Absolutely not. Unless we, like I said, I put a short out on YouTube earlier. Say we need to use our assets to go and trade for a head coach. Trade for a solidified head coach in this league and stop out here trying to sign these rookie coaches. Go out there and get someone who's capable, more than capable of leading a team and changing our culture. That is what we need. Torian Prince out the gate for 3 to start this game. 3-0 Lakers. I'm not doing a play-by-play. I'm just trying to get through your comments here, but the game is on now. Gemini, what's going on, brother? A must-win game. All eyes on hands in pockets and in pockets ham tonight. Facts. This is well, it's a must win because we're playing a top tier team. We should try to win this game anyways. I still don't know or guarantee if he gets fired if the Lakers lose this game, but hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we'll see how the Lakers team comes out and plays. Do they come out and play? Do they want to get this? But even if the Lakers go up 10 in this game, do they have the ability to play at that pace the entire game? Do they have the ability to get a lead and hold it? You know what I mean? Or if they get down early, are they going to come back or are they going to quit? We're going to see that right now. Right now, Terrence Mann shooting a corner three, and we have a tie ball game, 3-3 with 10:55 to go in the first. So let me get through these here. JFJ said, JSJ, is Kuminga actually good? Kuminga's solid. I like him. We haven't seen his full potential yet, but I think he has a chance to be a really good player for a long time. Not saying star, not saying perennial all-star, but I think he has a chance to be a really good offensive player, an explosive player. I don't know his ceiling yet. I don't know exactly where he'll get to. AD fumbles the ball out of bounds here on an actual two-man game in which they ran, and it did not work. But I don't know. But I do like him, and I think there's a chance he gets moved. I hope Darvin Ham is fired tonight. That seems to be going around here, man. Warriors fans like to hype their young guys just to get traded. No, I'm going off eye test. I like Kuminga. I like the way he plays. I've liked him since he first came in. He hasn't found a lot of opportunities to play, but I think he's a very good player. And I think he's one of the guys that they got right in drafting. The Warriors have botched a lot of situations with their draft picks. I think they got it right with Kuminga. LeBron with another turnover. Come on, man. 3-3 still with 10-10 to go in the first. Kind of sloppy way to start the game here, Lakers. But the Clippers, as of right now, are not out here just burning up the barn like they do every first quarter against the Lakers. But that can change at any moment. And still 3-3 with 10 minutes to go. Neither team shooting great out the gate. Lakers with some not costly, but with just some stupid turnovers out the gate. And Cam Reddish going off a handoff from AD, goes to the basket left-handed, misses the layup, gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Taurean Prince, who gets it to LeBron James, who fakes everyone out the way, driving layup, 5-3 Lakers. Let's see before we get out of here. Hoping for a win during the new year. Yeah, right. Feels like we're not going to feels like we haven't got a win in a year, right? It legitimately feels like that. Yes, sir. Go, Pack, go. Absolutely, Angie. Shout out to you guys, man. My Giants got to win tonight, but it didn't matter. Paul George with a layup off the glass, 5-5 Lakers, 9:20 to go in the first. Let's see here. Steve Alot says, car window tape, locked keys. Okay. I got some people in here tonight that I don't know where they're coming from. Another missed shot from the Lakers. Here comes James Harden going 1-on-5 against the Lakers. They got back in transition that one. Harden dribbling up top against AD, dribbling back and forth the top of the three-point line. Probably going to look to step back. Nope. Pushes off AD. Can't get separation. Gets it on the right side over to Kawhi. Kawhi going baseline on Cam. Meets LeBron at the rim. Hook shot misses. Zubac tips in the dunk, but I think Kawhi got fouled on the shot. Kawhi to the free throw for 2, 5-5, 8:50 to go in the first quarter. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for this episode. Thank you guys for joining. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Thank you for leading up all the way to the Laker game, the beginning of the game with me. We got to 842 subs, 45 likes on the video. So if you haven't done so already, drop a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Search, for all the great work you do. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. I'll catch you guys later on tonight after the game. Hope the Lakers can get this win. If not, we'll have a very, very interesting conversation at the end of it. But appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and go Lakers. Let's get this dub.